Hello, Star Wars Galaxy of Hero players. This is Andatesh Ordo, and today I'm going to be talking about characters that can and should be reworked and touched up in 2020 and here in Galaxy of Heroes. And I have 10 characters here. 7 of them are droids, and 3 of them are characters of the Old Republic faction. So we're going to be mostly focusing on droids, but yes, we will still be focusing on Old Republic as well. So bear with me on that. So the first character here is L337. She's a great tank. Phenomenal tank. It's a phenomenal auto taunt tank, which is nice. You don't get that a lot. And we only have, well, we get a decent amount. I will admit, we do get a decent amount. But she's taunting. She cleanses scoundrel allies. And that's the first thing I want to say that could be touched up. She was mostly for the droids, not for the scoundrels. And so the Zeta makes sense to synergize with the droids, but the scoundrels only, she should also be cleansing for scoundrels and droids. I don't know why they didn't think of that, but that's just one of the big things to me, is having her use or cleanse for the scoundrels. And the second part, I do agree with Urzatron in one of his videos that, characters to be reworked, or his 10 characters he would like to see reworked. I'm just going in with bigger or more characters. I'm thinking bigger. And he said a leadership to L3 because she was kind of leading a droid revolution on Kessel during the movie Solo. Even though, yeah, she got destroyed, but yeah, she did get rescue the droids, but she also rescued all the other slaves and stuff, like the Wookiee slaves and everyone else. So yes, she really her focus was the droids only. So yeah, that is L337. So not much more to change, just like I said, a light touch up and a kit in just to a leadership for droids. And nothing too broken, I don't say, because they'll probably never want to see a L3 at the top of the meta, which I think that's crap. But yeah, IG-86, this is another character that probably just needs a light boost in damage, nothing too much. He doesn't do anything potency based. All he does is crit chance, crit damage based stuff, and if he can't critically hit, maybe he, has 20% more offense when he can't critically hit, like if someone has crit immunity up or something, or can't be crit. But honestly, he's another character I also would like to pair in with L337 and IG-88, is the Scoundrel tag, not the Bounty Hunter, but just Scoundrel tag. If you ever see him in Clone Wars, he's always with Bounty Hunters and Scoundrels. He's just that mercenary type droid. So why don't we see that? So honestly, just update his kit to also work with scoundrels as well. Give him the Scoundrel tag, and also have the call to assist, not be random. Unless there is no scoundrel or droid ally, then you can do that. Of course, a lot of people will probably start pairing him up with Grievous to, have him do his basic. Yeah. But again, 2 characters I could see being scoundrel based. Next is K2SO. He has a really unique kit. I like it, but it just isn't up to date, especially his Zeta. His Zeta is probably super abysmal. Gains 1% protection, but he doesn't recover protection. So honestly, maybe make that 1% protection gain into his basic, kind of like L3 does, but she has to have prepared, and then she gets it on health, not protection. But still gaining protection, and then maybe having, when he's damaged, 5% health, protection, recovery. That's it. Nothing too broken. And he could also auto taunt if Cassian Andor is present in the battle. It would make sense for that. It would make sense. Either Cassian or Cassian and Jyn, maybe. Yeah. Next is Chopper. I've always had a problem with some of his kit that I could see being done a little better. He's an astromech like R2 and BB-8. He may not be as famous as those two, but he's still a fan favorite, and I still like him as an astromech. He's one of those grumpy astromechs, not a mean killing astromech or a Psycho Astromech or anything like that. But what I could see, his basic and his Reckless Fling and Metal Menace is fine. His Cantanker's Clanker Taunting. He gets the 30% evasion when he's taunting. That's cool, but one thing I have a problem with this is the 30% evasion is just shouldn't be by itself. I think adding 30% defense and crit avoidance would make this a bit better. Why? Because a lot of characters are now starting to have, you can't be evaded, can't be evaded, can't be evaded. It's like, why? You know, so that evasion is useless. But if you give him some more buffs, it makes his kit a little more viable as that quick, out of the turn taunt kind of thing. And then his unique, of course, I would love to see it like reworded a little bit, so you have a paragraph of what can be shared with the Phoenix lead of what Hera has as the named leadership, and then what can't be. Yet, I would also like to see the assisting go up to 40%, and the healing go to also the healing, and then the protection up go to also droid allies as well when he's in a lead or in the team, not a lead but the team. Just to give him some more viability. It's nothing too broken. Now you're like, R2-D2, why him? Well, Enditesh here says all he needs is one more tag added, and that'd be the D Squad from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, that little droid team that they had. It would make sense to have that team implemented into the game. So adding that faction in, all I have to do is add tenacity. There's nothing, 10% tenacity. It makes whatever team he's on just slightly better. Not like broken, but just slightly better. I don't see, adding 10% of R2-D2's tenacity is going to be bad. Especially if you do have, over 9,000. No, over 100 tenacity. Then it would actually, really start to push up that tenacity to other allies. But if you have if you built a more potency base, so you can get burning off and shock off more, stun, not shock, but stun off more frequently, then yeah, that makes sense. So this next one, I'm going to talk about 3 Old Republic, 3 to 4, and then a droid, and then Lobot. So bear with me on that. Cartho Nasty teams, for a lot of people, are starting to fall off the wayside. They're not being used as much. Kira teams are just better using Mission and Zalbar than Cartho Nasty. And I feel like it's time to it's just a small stat increase, nothing too broken, and something different. So, Old Republic allies gain 30% potency, tenacity, crit avoidance. That's pretty cool. That's not too bad. That's not broken. Honestly, I could see that being 40%. And on top of that, because a lot of people run like Vader and Wampa in Old Republic teams, split half of that with other allies. So other allies gain half these bonuses. So they'd be getting 20% tenacity, potency, crit avoidance. Just to give that kind of, synergy. And I would like to see another catch-all leadership. His lead, he's not a high meta tier, so having him as a catch-all lead would not be broken in any way. It would just give Wampa an actual leadership to work under, as well as Darth Vader, if you're not going to use him with Palpatine or his own lead. Or until they decide to rework it. And honestly, I feel like the recovery of health and protection should go up to 4%. 4, maybe 5. It's a Zeta anyway, so it's not going to be like super broken. That's because I've noticed that if you don't have a lot of damage over time effects unless you're using Darth Vader and Wampa and full on, you're not in Canderous, you're not going to have a lot. You're not going to have a lot of recovery. So honestly, going up to 5% probably won't break it. Next is Jolie. I feel like his revive should have a chance to revive non-Jedi Old Republic allies. Just a chance, just so that he could be placed more than just in Jedi Revan teams. If you decide to use him without Jedi Revan, or not in a Jedi Revan team, which he's always paired with them. So, or Bastila lead if you use Jedi Revan, offense, and then Bastila lead for defense. Kind of makes sense. But it would also just help if you decide to use Mission Zalbar. Visas Mar and HK-47. I have a nitpick with this. First off, they should both get the Old Republic tag because they've worked with someone kind of fighting for the Jedi in the Old Republic in a way. And a lot of the times the Jedi Council's, for their Old Republic anyways, and democracy and all that, especially with what Obi-Wan's quote is. So honestly, I don't see them having a problem having Old Republic tag. One, it boosts that team out a bit better. It gives them more team members to work with. That's number one. Number two, if you really think about it, Kandor Sordo, he's a Mandalorian. He never really liked fighting for the Old Republic. And guess what? He has an Old Republic tab, but why not these two? Think about it, CG. They deserve it. And then I have another video I'm going to be talking about Visas, so that'll be in a while. And then the next thing, two things I want to mention with HK-47 is this ability. I would love to see it also cool down based on target lock, so you can use him with a droid team, so he gives more viability if you decide to sub him out for like Marauder, for example. I don't see a problem with that. And his leadership, this is what I would say to do to his leadership. Just kind of keep it the way it is, but go up to 30% crit damage, 30% crit avoidance, and, there you go. Nothing too broken, nothing... and 30% potency, that was another thing. Just add those stats. I don't see it being a broken team. Yes, he'll probably fight the leadership spot for IG-88's nuke team, but that's it. I don't see it too much more broken than that. And then finally, Lobot. He just needs a good rework, a good boost. Between his unique and his basic, getting a little bit more damage. Optimize, it's kind of like Akbar's healing ability. Give him a chance to heal like 8% max health for each effect dispelled. But also 4%, half that is for protection recovery. And then turn the turn meter up to 10%. While other droid allies gain maybe 5. Just that slight boost ain't gonna break them. His leadership should be, this is how I would word it. Well, the best you can do it, but droid allies get 30 speed, 30 potency, 30 tenacity, and then whenever a droid ally, with the Zeta, this is the Zeta part, whenever a droid ally inflicts a debuff, the droid allies recover 5% health protection. It'd just be that one next character that works similar to Bosk and Crew Lead. That's what we need. And then finally, his unique, other than, like I said, adding more health, or adding more offense, but also adding a little bit more health protection. He gets some more speed, that's good. Tenacity, but he should also have something, in there called Cyborg or something, either that or a second unique for it, to where he gets all droid leadership bonuses. So if he's the leadership, he's also getting tenacity, potency, the recovery. He counts as a droid even though he's not a droid. Let's put it that way. So he also counts towards droid uniques and stuff like that. Just to make him more unique to the game. And that's my thoughts on Lobot, especially for you, Urzatron. I bet you would love some of these updates on that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree with these characters being, updated, getting a little bit more of a boost? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a phenomenal day.